crisis and dangerous situation, it happens in life and business. And it is very important for everyone to be ready for that kind of situation, especially for the leaders or those people who want to become a leader. So you must be skilled, you must be ready. What do I mean by be excited and bold? When you're excited, you're ready. It means you are ready to face the challenge, to face that dangerous situation, that crisis. And stay bold to come out successfully out of that crisis or dangerous situation. If you have a bottle of water and a loaf of bread in an area that you don't have access to anything for 3 days and 3 nights, how do you deal with that? What do you do? How do you face that situation? And this is not only for you, this is for a family of 3. Late October 1995, a few months after graduating from medical school, while I was waiting to start my residency in neurosurgery, I had to leave my home country, Iran, because of the Islamic regime. And my son was 3 years old at that time. I got married when I was a student. It was at the beginning of my medical school when I got married. We crossed the border at night from Iran to Turkey. We went to UN in Ankara and found out that at that time UN would not accept Iranian cases. Then we decided to cross the border from Turkey to Greece. After a couple of days research, we found someone, a human smuggler, to take us in his boat through the river, because on the border of Turkey and Greece there is Maritsa River. He accepted and off we went to the other side of the river at night, like after 10 p.m. And as many or most of the human smugglers, they lie, he lied to us. And he said, when you go straight forward, there are people waiting for you to drive you to Alexandropolis, a town, a city in Greece, which was close to the border. Per his recommendation was just like about 40-45 minutes driving. And we went straight forward. We walked and walked and walked. And then all of a sudden, we found ourselves in front of a river. First, we thought we were just walking around ourselves and we came back to the same spot. But through the stars, through the signs in the sky, I was pretty sure that we were just walking straight forward. And then we found out we were stuck between the 2 branches of Maritsa River and Mediterranean Sea on the south side. When I talk about the river, I talk about this river, Maritsa or Evros River. If you do not recognize those birds in distance, please take a closer look. When you see vultures, you know it's not a good sign. Many years later, we found out from the same reporter that you see on this slide and some other sources that in the period of 10 years, over 23,000 people died in that triangle of death. And only 10% of the bodies were recovered. So we got stuck between the 2 branches of Maritsa River and Mediterranean Sea. with only one loaf of bread, one bottle of water. So we decided to keep the bread and bottle for our son and gradually feed him and give him some water, because we knew it's going to be at least a couple of days to get out of there. Why? Because we could only walk at night. During day, we couldn't. We had to hide under bushes because the Turkish border patrol on the east side and Greek border patrol on the west side, it was pretty dangerous. And that area was full of wild animals. On the second night, under a dead tree, I lit a fire because it was cold. My son and my wife, now his ex-wife, but I always admire her, and I appreciate always her support, her moral support, and his cooperation and company in that adventure. So they slept on the ground, and I covered them with jacket. We had jackets. It was cold. It was late October, and I lit a small fire to keep them warm. And then I was just bringing bushes and dead branches of that tree to keep the fire on. And then around midnight, I heard some suspicious noises and howls. And then later on, I realized there are some bright eyes not too far from us. So I was scared, and then I made the fire bigger, and then I made a circle of fire around my son and my wife, and I thought, well, probably we're safe till morning. But after a while, the wolves were getting closer and closer. So at that moment, I got very scared, scared to death, not because of myself, because of my son and my wife, because I was responsible for them. So I jumped up, grabbed a huge branch of that dead tree and pulled it down to the fire, and all of a sudden the fire, boom, the flame was so big. Just after a couple of minutes, we faced with the barrage of bullets, and with that noise, my son and my wife woke up. I kept them grounded because it was pretty dangerous. Those maybe people in military, if they have been in war, in real war, they know what I'm talking about. Like whoosh, whoosh, whoosh of bullets. And then after a couple of minutes, I heard some noises and screaming and howling. So probably the wolves, I don't know if they got hit by bullets or they ran away. Anyway, I had to extinguish the fire. So I, with bare hands, put some dirt on the fire, and we crawled away from the fire. We stayed. Next day, we were hiding under bushes, and we saw the Greek soldiers came and they were searching. Fortunately, they couldn't find us. So we stayed another day and night until we got out of that area. And 1 year later, on October 30th, 1996, we were on the way to our second home country, the great United States of America. And when we arrived in that evening, the evening of 30th, the next day was Halloween. And for the first time, I heard about Halloween. I saw some very strange costumes when we arrived in the airport. And then in town, I saw some carved pumpkins and supposedly dangerous. and scary faces. And I asked the family who sponsored us, they told us that, people here, they want to get some excitement, they want to scare others, and they want to be scared, and they even go to haunting houses. And I asked, what was haunting house? And I figured out that people pay money, go in line to go to haunting house to be scared. And I said, that's very interesting. I know some places they scare you to death for real, and it's free, and there's no line. So the point here is, you don't know where and when the crisis, the dangerous situation happens. It's necessary for everyone to be ready, to be prepared. However, for leaders and those people who want to be leaders, it's extremely important, because it happens in your life, it happens in your business, and every single aspect of your life and business, it may happen. If it has not happened to you, most likely it will happen in the future. So be ready, be prepared. And then when you're facing such crisis, such dangerous situation in your life or business, when you're prepared, when you know the skills, when you practice the skills beforehand, you know how to face it and come out of the other side of the crisis or dangerous situation successfully. Shall you have any question? I'll be glad to assist you in your leadership skills and in personal development, even if you don't want to be a leader. So go ahead and contact me. I'll be glad to help you and assist you and help you to get these skills, the leadership skills, the life skills, the experience from my own life and businesses and the careers I've been in, and the experience of my coaching students. Thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead, share this video with your friends, and be a great leader. Through great leadership, we can change the world for the betterment of the people. Thank you again for watching. See you on the next video.